See. By Curious.
Started.
Oh, oops. All right, great. We're going to give this a try. Upbeat intro music fades in. Hold on. This is a chat GPT opening. Welcome, geeks and nerds, dreamers and doers, to Geek Spot News, the ultimate podcast where we dive headfirst into the multiverse of all things geek, movies, comics, gaming, tech, and beyond. Hold on, there's more. Let's see, blah, blah, blah. So grab your energy drink, settle into your command chair, and let's level up together. This is Geek Spot News, and the adventure starts now.
I think you would say that before the song.
No, it literally says upbeat intro music fades in. Music transitions to the first segment.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah, hi everybody.
Happy New Year.
That was the weirdest opening ever.
That was definitely an opening. Yeah, it was good stuff.
It really was. All right, we'll close chat. No, you know what? I'm gonna leave chat.
Oh dear God.
What I do?
Nothing.
What I do?
Nothing. Lots of people excited to hang out with us on New Year's Day. Hi everybody.
Everybody's here on New Year's Day. How was your New Year's?
Oh, it was low key. Went out, had a nice steak.
Let's hear old people's New Year's on one.
Yeah, Dom, Savius, T, Charles.
Hello, everyone.
Pete,
You're
all
right.
hanging out. So,
That's
yeah,
fun.
nice and quiet. Just ate a steak, came home, played some Jackbox with the family, and that was about it.
I'm over here. Sorry. I gotta get two cameras. I need to get another camera. I could do a 2-camera shoot. Yeah, I'm gonna get fancy. I had a super low key. Went over to Jimmy's. There was like 4 or 5 of us, and we ended up playing a couple rounds of Jackbox too. We did the Quippage.
We played some Quippage.
Yes, the answers that we gave are not suitable for public.
That sounds accurate.
Yep. It was a hit. Jimmy wants to come back Saturday and do more. He calls them Frank games. So I have all 10 of the Jackbox party packs.
Nice.
Yeah, they were on sale.
Yeah, I know. I have 7 different ones, I think. So
yeah, they're all awesome. Well,
but how was your other? There was a holiday before that.
What was before that?
There was Christmas last week too.
God, yeah, Christmas. Yeah, Christmas was nice. We did a white elephant at my sister's. We had a nice little white elephant exchange. That was fun. I Kevin Maloned it. If you recall from way back when you watched The Office in season 1, where he bought himself the foot massager.
I do.
And he got himself. So we didn't pick names, we picked numbers. But my sister picked the hand massager that I bought. And I was looking around at the boxes and I went, you know what? I'm going to pick that. And I just stole it from her. And now I have the hand massager at home.
That sounds right.
Yeah, it's awesome. My brother-in-law picked my son's. He bought bath bombs. It was a 3-pound, 24-section bath bomb set from Walmart. We were going to add a bottle of wine to it. Figured it would make a nice gift. Some bath bombs, a bottle of wine. That sounds like a nice night.
It's your normal Friday.
But because of our dental issues that we had for him on Christmas Eve that I won't get into here, we didn't have time to go out and get a bottle of wine. So we found this little smoky beer distributor attached to a bar on Street Road by the Turnpike open.
Sounds legit.
Went in there and I got 2 cans of Four Loko and 2 cans of Rita's Water Ice Seltzer and put them in an Amazon box to go with it. And my brother-in-law got the biggest kick out of it. Thought it was awesome.
That's great. Good.
Did not know they sold Four Loko still.
Yeah, they changed it around a little bit, but it's still hanging in.
No, Pete, I'm not coming to Gettysburg.
Ours was fairly low key. Just hanging with the family, doing some stuff. Got some clothes. Got a new stove. So nothing exciting in the geek world. But I mean, got anybody that knows what this is.
I bought myself this.
My kid got me this, so I appreciate that.
There you go.
We'll talk about this one more later. That's
Yes.
some good stuff you got there, man.
Yeah, I bought myself this.
That's all right.
It's fun.
Yeah, so got to watch a lot of stuff. That's
Uh,
holiday wise. I squeezed in Red One
Who? Oh,
on Christmas Eve. Um, it was so many movies in one.
yeah.
So many movies. It didn't know which one it wanted to be,
Oh,
which was a little problematic. But yeah, it was got that in. Got some other stuff in too. We'll talk about as we get into it.
yeah. I don't have a ton of news. A couple of small little things and a couple of lists, and then we have our what we did watch and what we're going to watch. My what we're going to watch list is almost as long as what I watched list.
Oh, good.
Yeah, no, it's not.
For
But
2024, what you still have to watch for 2024?
yeah, there's a couple things on that side.
Yeah.
Um, a couple things that I picked. Um, so for the list, let me go with uh, 10 great TV shows that got canceled in 2024. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll see if they're great.
I don't know that there's 10.
Well, that's what this list said. This list was published on December 23rd. Okay.
Okay.
Number 10. Oh boy, we're starting off strong. Time Bandits.
So we're considering Time Bandits great. That is on my list of did not watch in 2024.
Yeah. That is
Um,
my
is it on my list of to be watched? No, it's not.
look at this. That's not true. I watched something today. Ha ha ha.
Yeah, I've heard that tea about Squid Game. Should have
So
gotten canceled.
let me
Get another
see
season though.
what comes in at number 9. Halo.
Oh, Halo was canceled.
It was
That's actually on my list of things to watch still.
2 seasons and we're out.
Okay.
Then we have at number 8 that 90s show. I have that on my list of watched and did not finish because I got bored.
I have that on my list of not anything.
Yeah, no, it was not as good. Apparently, Kevin Smith and Jay Muse show up in the second season
They
for a
do
little bit.
as
And
somebody's brother or something or
yeah, I'd
uncle
be
or
happy
something.
to watch clips of that, and that's pretty much what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And then number 7, we have My Lady Jane.
Which I heard was fantastic.
Okay.
Like rave reviews for that show, and like a lot of big names, creators that we regularly talk about on here are actually pretty upset that got canceled.
Yeah, it was a Prime Video original series created by Gemma Burgess. It's a what-if style story of English royal history where King Henry the 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, that's how I do that. King Henry the Eighth's son Edward, Lady Jane Grey, and her husband Gulford all survived their real-life deaths. That sounds kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, I think there's more. There's some like fantasy, anthropomorphic things too
Yeah, that sounds
going on, but cool.
And at number 6, Pretty Little Liars.
Yeah, great show. I've
Was it
heard.
for real or
No, I have no idea.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no. Number 5, The Old Man. It
Oh,
was
that's canceled. All right, that's that. Season 2 is on my list.
Yep, that's a Old Man is a thriller and drama series starring Jeff Bridges.
Season 1 was amazing. I talked about it on here.
Yep, you did. I remember hearing about that from you. Number 4, this is going to be a controversial one. The Acolyte.
Yeah, great series, huh?
Great TV shows canceled. The Acolyte. Look, maybe season 2 could have made it better. Maybe it would have. Maybe it would have. It would have spun off into something good. But after season 1, no.
Yeah, I am fine with the Acolyte being gone.
Yeah. Number 3, Girls 5 Eva was canceled for good after being saved by Netflix.
Yeah, it was a Peacock show. They got me to Netflix. Looked actually pretty funny. It was like a 90s girl band that got Spice Girls. They got reunited 20 years later.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't
Busy
on
Phillips was one of them, and like it actually looked like it was pretty fun.
not on my radar. Shockingly. Number 2, Sunny, was canceled.
What's your description there? Because I think I remember what that was.
So Susie, an American woman living in Kyoto, Japan, grapples with the mysterious disappearance
Nope.
of her husband and son in a plane crash. Given a domestic robot named Sunny by her husband's company,
Oh,
Susie initially resents Sunny, but soon they form a unique bond. Together, they uncover the dark truth behind her family's disappearance, becoming entangled in a dangerous and hidden world. That was starring Rashida Jones.
I do remember that one. All right,
That sounds actually kind of interesting.
but it was canceled, so you know.
Yep, it was. And number 1, Dead Boy Detectives.
Oh, okay. I don't know that that was a great show. So that I'm sure that's right in your wheelhouse because I know you were totally up to date on Doom Patrol. Um,
Yep.
but characters from that Vertigo universe that were introduced uh, in the Doom Patrol TV show, and then they recast like all of them. And it
Oh.
was in limbo. It was supposed to be on Max for a while, and then it got moved over to Netflix,
Oh.
and then it didn't hang out much longer after that. So
And now this one is 12 things we're excited for on network TV in 2025. Let's see if this actually makes sense. Okay.
well, let's see if it's all network or if it can't include streaming. If it doesn't include streaming, I can say there's none.
Well, Suits is number 10 or 12. Suits is number 12.
Okay.
I'm actually
I'll
kind of
turn
semi
it.
interested in it,
Now,
but
did you watch Suits?
no, I didn't.
Oh, then
So I
don't.
won't really get it.
Yeah, look,
I
don't be a Dallas Cowboys fan.
listen. Hey, that's not fair. Uh,
Oh, all of a sudden you love Suits. Okay, I got it.
that's
Yep.
ah.
Yep.
Number 11, Matthew Gray Gubler's return as Spencer Reed in Criminal Minds Evolution.
Ooh, I'm down for that. That show's great.
Okay.
That is on Paramount, I believe, but it's the original was great, and they get to go. It's basically just Joe Mantegna saying "fuck" a lot.
Oh, okay.
But
Yeah,
the show's really well written, and they can go way darker than they could on network because it's not on CBS anymore. So it's actually even better done than it was.
Number 10, the NCIS franchise bringing back Tony and Ziva.
Oh, that's exciting.
No.
Look,
So
Tony was great. He's starred as Bull on the Bull show after he went off there.
okay.
I forget his name, but he was great. He was on Dark Angel. You might remember.
I don't know.
Might be more your wheelhouse. No Jessica Alba for you.
I didn't watch Dark Angel. I was working at the time. A lot of night work during those years. A lot of alcohol. Number 9, Madeline and Olympia's deepening friendship in Matlock. Now, I've actually heard Matlock's pretty good with Kathy Bates.
Matlock is on my list of things to watch from 2024 that I'm behind on.
It's not on my 2024 list, but it is something I'm actually kind of interested in, and it's going to be her last. That's her last acting gig.
Makes sense.
Yeah, she lost a lot of weight too, like a lot of
Yes,
weight. She's probably on the Ozempic.
I would assume.
Number 8, the Abbott Elementary crossover event with It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. First
Michael Wellerly. Thank you, Charles.
airs on what's that?
Nothing. Sorry.
Oh,
The Abbott Elementary Always Sunny crossover.
yep, January
Excited for it.
8th, 2025. I'll watch it. I'm not caught up on It's Always Sunny, but I know enough about the show to probably get it, and I've heard Abbott Elementary is phenomenal.
Yeah, it's on my to watch list over the next 2 months. As soon as I finish this stupid show that I'm stuck watching,
Which one's that?
um, I don't know. You keep telling me how great it is and
Oh,
going to be. Then I'll switch over to Abbott Elementary as my sitcom burn through.
I have a promise to make after this list. Watch this. Uh, Number 7, Fire County spinoff,
No,
Sheriff County
no,
Country, Sheriff Country, releasing later in 2025.
no.
Yep. Moving
Sounds terrible.
along to number 6, more young Sheldon characters in George and Mandy's First Marriage. Nope, I didn't
I thought
watch
that
it.
was already out.
Yeah, I didn't. More characters are set to return besides the Coopers and
Oh,
Pastor Jeff. I didn't watch the young Sheldon, so
this list is going the wrong direction for me.
kind of so far in. Number 5, the interns reshuffle in Grey's Anatomy season 21
Oh
after
dear God.
Yasuda. Okay, that's no. Number 4, Alexander Hamilton appearing in Ghosts.
Look, if it's Lin-Manuel Miranda, that's actually kind of cool. If they go meta with it and cast him as Hamilton, that's fun.
I don't know anything about that.
Um, so I remember you were a huge fan of iZombie that we talked about
Yeah.
over on the CW. Uh, uh, Rose. Um,
MacGyver.
no, yep. Thank you.
Mhm. See, I know.
She, yeah, she's great on Ghost. She does great when she can play that, and I think now they're starting to actually play off the iZombie trick and like she gets inhabited by some of the ghosts every once in a while and stuff like that.
Gotcha. Number 3, The Connors ending.
The show is way better without Roseanne. It's been
I
good.
didn't I never watched Roseanne. I watched clips, and I've watched clips of The Connors, so I don't.
Yeah, look, the Connors was decent. It was not funny for the most part, but like it was a good watch.
Number 2, Jensen Ackles' return in Tracker season 2. Tracker isn't actually written on my list of stuff to watch, but it's something that I kind of want to try and watch.
I've seen it fun. It's just a standard procedural mystery show.
Gotcha. And then
Like, have
number
you
1,
watched one of those? There was 1,000 of them 10 years ago. It's the
yeah,
same show.
I know. Like The Blacklist.
No, but you
Oh,
sure?
but number 1, 911 Lone Stars ending.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was a dud.
There was a couple winners on there though that I didn't know about. So like I might tune back in NCIS for a few minutes.
Okay. Um, so
Tony and Ziva were fun. They were on the early years of that show.
I'm not going to do the worst movies of 2024 yet, so we can talk about other stuff.
Yeah, look, I don't know about your movie list, but my movie list was small. Of the movies that released in 2024, I saw 3 in the last week, which I think is more than I saw all year.
I honestly didn't even look at movies because after Deadpool and Wolverine, I can't remember anything I actually went to the theater and saw this year off the top of my head.
In theater? Oh yeah, no, it wasn't a great in theater year for
Now,
me.
I mean,
Um,
I've watched stuff at home. I obviously have rewatched stuff, but I watched more television stuff. Um, I we you sent me that list of the stuff that premiered, and I actually hour before the show went through the whole list and wrote down all of the stuff that I watched, which is worse, way less than you. Stuff I watched is is this side.
oh, that's surprising.
It's a lot, right?
Yeah, it's more than I would have expected.
Right. Do we want to go through these and just kind of,
We'll get there. Hold on.
you
You
know,
want to do the list, or do you? We can go there now.
yeah,
Ace with his worst movie of 2024 is all of Sony.
Sony did not have a good year movie wise.
No, but they released a lot.
They did.
They released 3. I saw one of those 3 so far. I will end up seeing all of them to do my due diligence. But I did not see any of them in the theater.
Look, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 shows on my to watch list from last year. This year, I'm going to do a better job of watching recent stuff as opposed to rewatching old stuff. That's my goal.
Great.
Well, that's my goal this year. I'm trying. I'm trying new things. Before we go into the what we watched thing, DC had another big casting announcement.
Oh, who now?
Well, the fan casting for Lobo was realized when James Gunn threw everybody from the Snyderverse out of the DCU, and except Jason Momoa, he grabbed him by his long hair and pulled him back and said, "You stay. You're going to be Lobo."
In the Supergirl movie.
In the Supergirl movie, which starts filming this month in Iceland. Interesting.
Look, that's just probably a tax break. And some cool, maybe that's their Krypton. Because Lobo is not traditionally an Earth-based hero.
Right.
And that
Hero?
that book, Lobo is a member of the Justice League.
Okay. I'm not
Um,
familiar with them. That's why
he's not necessarily a good guy. He's a
Okay.
bounty hunter. Created by, I believe, Keith Geffen, who just passed away last year, actually.
Oh,
His original first appearance was in the Omega Men when
okay.
he was dressed like a clown. Literally, it was like an orange and purple costume. I had that. I think I actually just traded that away like 2 years ago. Maybe I kept that one with purple hair, big purple hair, and the white thing. And then he got redone in the Justice League run and in Legion in the early '90s, late '80s, and brought back in with the leather jacket and really digging into his background and made him a badass bounty hunter and went more with kind of the whole vibe of the '90s. He had a big hook with a big chain that he would carry and throw around. But Jason Momoa's whole personality is outside of DC seems to be Lobo
Right.
from that era when it was just the cocky, baddest mother ever you've ever seen.
That's what Dom just said. Perfect casting, and I've seen that a lot online. People
Yeah.
are really raving about that casting.
Yeah, he made some runs in the Injustice comic. He was really good. I mean, he's been in everything, but he's been a hero more times than he hasn't. There's one where there's a comic book from back then, like Lobo Kills Christmas, which is fantastic,
It sounds
and
awesome.
it's him going after Santa Claus.
Okay, that's
And
kind of
Santa Claus is just as bad of a mother effer as Lobo,
nice.
but
Nice.
looks like the regular Coca-Cola Santa Claus.
That's hilarious.
And they just go, it's great.
Um, so that is really the only like newsy news thing I have. Um,
Charles
and
points out Lobo was also in the Krypton show. He was. They cast him in there. He was in there for like 2 or 3 episodes
was
since
he
that got.
Cantrell there?
He was. He was great on that show. They played that character well. It was weird how they introduced him, but the visuals were right. The attitude was right. There, everything about it was really well done.
Cool.
Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed Krypton quite a bit. That was when they were going to the Thanagar stuff in the second season. Is when they had
Right.
for the Hawkman stuff. They had Lobo pulled in a little bit too.
Did you do you have one of those I watched this stuff
I have a bunch.
like like for this week?
Yeah,
Oh, let's
it was a
dive in.
busy week.
Let's
I've
dive
I've had
in.
a lot more free time the last couple weeks. I've been off from work, so I've had some free
I
time to catch up on some things. Um,
I haven't watched as much, but I wanna go with you.
oh, I can't wait to see what you watched. So like I said, I watched Red One. I can't say that I would uh, tell anybody to not watch it, but I can't say that I would say, "Hey, you should go watch that." Um, Again, it was like 100 movies in one. But The Rock's The Rock. Chris Evans is Chris Evans. They both do their thing. They're good. The Scotsman, whose name I will never remember from Game of Thrones, the redhead, as Krampus is great. But like everybody in it's good. It's a fun movie. It's just not like
Right.
a classic, but it'll make them a lot of money because it's one of those movies that like if it's on in the background, you'll watch it 100 times. Like it'll just be on and you'll leave it on and nobody will care. I finally saw Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice.
Yeah, how was that?
It's Beetlejuice. There it is. No, Pete. His name is not Tormund Giantsbane in real life.
I'll get it while you
Yeah, Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is just Beetlejuice with new people, but it's very similar. But it was great. My kids all watched it with us. My daughter's now scared as hell. If you say Beetlejuice twice, she freaks out and tells you to stop, and he's
that's
going to show up.
hilarious.
I also went and saw Moana 2, which is a little off topic for us. Being as I have a 4-year-old, I did not get to go see Sonic 3 with my boys. They saw Sonic 3, said it was amazing. I've heard great things about that movie. That was probably one of the most put together blockbuster video game comic movies of the year.
Nice. I've heard nothing but great things about it.
Yeah, that's on my. I'll make it to there soon. Moana 2 was great. I'll say that.
Christoph Hivju.
Yep, wouldn't have gone there.
Nope.
The Doctor Who Christmas special.
On my to watch list
Great.
for the next show.
Okay. I'll hold off on reviewing this year's Christmas special.
For the next show, I'm gonna watch that this weekend.
I'm trying to think if this year's will be a good entry point. It'll be good. Yeah, Dom saw Moana 2 as well. See, look, it is on brand for us. Saw Moana 2 as well. It was okay. Doesn't need to watch it again. I never needed to watch the first one. I don't know if I've ever even seen the whole first one. Um,
Uh, what, Moana?
yeah,
Yeah, I won't watch it. I don't
you
have
won't.
I don't
It
have
doesn't make sense for you.
no, it doesn't. It
I finished Arcane, hence the shirt again.
Oh, okay, I get it now.
Um, Arcane is it's not on my list. I do have some honorable mentions that I'll hit. Um, Arcane is fantastic, but it is probably the hardest show to follow that I've ever watched in my life.
Okay.
Um, because even if you watch episodes back to back, you're like, I don't know what's going on because there's so much lore that they pull into it
Right.
every episode. Like it's hey, remember this scene from season 1, episode 3 that's now a whole plot? No, I don't at all. Um, but the show's really good at that. But like it's so beautifully animated that you don't care. That like I never cared that I was like lost. I was like, I'm just gonna go with it because it's a even this that I didn't know where the story was. It was still so well written and compelling. And again, just the animation is gorgeous. They spent all the money on the animation, and it was well worth it. Because every scene is gorgeous in that show. But I finally finished it. It's on my to mention of 2024 shows
Okay. Oh,
for sure. Um, and then I'm halfway through, not halfway, but I'm into season 5 of The Office at this point. So I'm
yes.
6 episodes in, so I have made it through the entire Holly Michael saga.
How great was that though?
Um,
How good was that though? How decent was that though?
no, so they've been probably the first enjoyable part of the show because I didn't like they're not awful people or bullies.
Right.
So I was intrigued in their relationship coming through. Like they went totally off the rails with Jan, which was weird.
Yeah, Jan went yeah, that was weird. The prank that Dwight plays on Holly is about Kevin is absolutely awesome though.
That is amazing. I mean, that was last season is where that gets dropped. That was the end of season 4.
Okay.
So that still goes on until I think see
Oh,
episode
that's right.
2 of this season.
So you watched Weight Loss, right?
I got through weight loss, business ethics,
Weight
baby
Loss.
shower.
Okay. Weight Loss is the one that has the most expensive scene they ever filmed in the series for it was $50,000 to recreate that turnpike rest stop. That was on a back lot that was not a
Oh
real store. That was completely built behind the studio for that moment, which I thought was a really cool moment finally, right?
no, I hate those two. Again, like I have zero interest in what they're both awful.
um,
I'm way more interested in everybody else in they're the people I am least interested in on the entire show. I even want to know what's going on with Michael at this point
okay.
because watching him just not grasp the things with Jan is like a little heartbreaking.
Wait, I want to get to the Jan stuff. So you watched Business Ethics,
Yes, which was great.
right?
And Meredith holding true to form with just banging people for discounts.
The baby shower episode.
Oh, the other thing with business ethics, which is something that I would love for everybody listening to try and do at work if you haven't before, try and time how much time you are not working during your workday.
I guarantee you, I work 3 hours a day maximum at
Yeah,
this point. So,
but that one was great. Um,
yeah,
and then we had then baby shower.
was also hilarious in parts.
Yeah, the Dwight thing with the stroller was like, I was like, it's not going to break. Just let's stop. Like, what are you
So
doing?
weird.
Those
Um,
cutscenes were very bizarre. The rest of that again was
yeah.
it's I liked Jan as a character, and now I just don't have any interest in her
But
being on the show.
did you feel bad that Jim and Pam were separated for that time that they weren't together? Did you feel sympathy for Jim and Pam?
No,
I love that you hate them.
No,
Um,
Jim should go work in corporate with Pam. That would have been a better storyline. That Jim says, you know what? I'm going to go work at corporate to be with you in New York, Pam. Let's both move. That would have been a, oh my God, look at that. They're going to be together. That's a compelling storyline.
and then write them out of
Um,
the show.
yeah,
Um,
it would have been great.
and you saw Crime Aid.
I saw Crime Aid. Yeah, which was with the Springsteen tickets
Yeah.
and Dwight and Phyllis slightly bonding, and then Jim being cool with the crew at the shop again. Which I don't know that they would actually be cool with Jim. I think
I,
they would still have Roy's back more than Jim, and
uh,
feel like Jim butted in on Roy's stuff because Roy was one of them.
yeah,
So I don't know that any of them would want to hang out with Jim.
that's fair. That's fair. And then
Um,
the little zing at the end where uh David didn't realize that Michael and Holly had a thing and then pulls the ultimate dick move.
yeah, and then she gets transferred back. Yeah, and that's where I finished. It was after employee transfer, which was like the weird. They were like, "Hey, it's Halloween. Let's shoot some quick scenes for Halloween," and then completely ignore the fact that we made it a Halloween thing.
Tell me that you did not enjoy Dwight doing the Cornell stuff to Andy though.
That was great. And then Andy coming in with the beats at the end. Look, the employee transfer was probably one of the better episodes, even though it's
Okay.
rated really low. Um,
It, yeah.
was one of the better episodes so far because you see that Dwight's not an idiot,
No.
right?
There no,
Nope.
there's a couple of duds that come up, but one of the episodes coming up soon is one of my more favorite. There's some moments in it that are really good. That I
Okay.
think are really good.
I'll probably burn through a substantial chunk of season 5 before next week. We'll see
Yeah.
how far I get. Oh my God, why is there 26 episodes? Yeah, so that's where we're at with The Office. So still think Jim and Pam are trash. I didn't even feel bad for Pam, and when his brothers were bashing her for their art career, because I was like, I mean, they have a really good point.
No,
Um,
I felt the same way at that point. I was like, "Oh,
I was like, that's kind of on her, and yeah, I mean, they both seem fairly successful, so they should probably also be bashing Jim
well,
for
I'm
what
sure he
he's
makes
still
a lot
doing.
of money as a mid-size paper salesman.
Do
Mid-size.
you? You
Yeah,
think so? In 2006, you think he was making a lot of money,
he bought his parents
sitting
out.
around not working ever?
Well, he works.
Does he?
Yeah, sometimes.
I bet his counter would have been through the roof.
Um, what else did you watch? Because you watched
Uh,
me. Like I caught up on Creature Commandos. I caught up on Skeleton Crew today.
yeah. Oh, yeah. Look, let's do. There was the Shrinking finale, which I think we're far
Oh,
enough out from now.
oh, dude, dude, that show. Let's take a beat for that show.
See what happens when you finally watch the things I recommend for you.
Harrison Ford is an actor, and I
Yes,
think actually deserves some Emmy consideration for this role.
100%. I
Um,
don't know where this show falls in the release timing for that, but like everybody on this show should be up for an Emmy.
the whole cast, like Damon Wayans can act. Ted McGinley, I said it last week. Ted McGinley is just knocking it out of the park. It just every person on that show. There isn't someone like there's shows when someone comes on screen and you go, okay, we're going to focus on this character for a minute, like you with Jim and Pam. You kind of go, ah. There wasn't a single heavy sigh moment during that show at all to me.
No,
No. And I can't wait for season 3. I think the season 3 is going to be the last. And like I know I'm jumping all over the place. The ending the ending of the show, I was kind of on the edge of my seat. Like they ended season 1 with the chick kicking her boyfriend off the cliff. So I was
yeah,
like, okay, so they really could take this step and make him step in front of the train. And I was like, shit, is the girl going to show up? Is the girl? It totally didn't even come into my mind that it would be Jason Segel's character showing up, and it worked, and it was just so That was an actual suspenseful moment for me.
Agreed. And I've been saying it forever. The show is brilliant,
Absolutely.
and one of if not the best show on TV the last couple years.
I totally
Uh,
agree.
which we'll get to in shortly with the list when we talk through that.
Yes.
Um, Creature Commandos. Fairly. I think we're only one episode since last time we talked, and it was the Frankenstein backstory is my least favorite episode of the season.
Yeah, it
Frankenstein and the old, and it just shows that Frankenstein's the villain. I guess is how we're playing him,
I he
which
just
I'm not a fan of.
he has no like moral compass really at all.
No, he's a bad guy.
He is a very bad person.
I mean, which I don't know that I love that take because the Frankenstein in the comics is a hero and is actually a good guy.
I love the I like the dialogue and I like the acting, eh, but the choices are really weird. The choice
It,
with
it also,
really weird.
yeah, it how they're gonna bring Rick Flag through what they just did to him too.
Oh, like Batman beat him up?
Yeah,
He got
well,
beat up Batman? Yeah,
Clayface,
you're right. But I mean it's like with the broken the back and like
even worse.
yeah,
I
it's
mean, like wild what they did, and they're gonna be like, oh, he's gonna be fine. He's gonna be in every DC property going forward. Like, okay, great.
yeah.
Um, I like Frank Grillo. He's fine.
Yeah.
But we'll see. And then Skeleton Crew, we can hit that real quick. There's no spoilers from this last week. There's some big things. Last week's episode of the Spa was one of the better ones, in my opinion. I was like, all right, the show figured it out. They're doing well. Things are moving. We're hitting some Jedi stuff. We're getting to moving the story along. Then we had this week.
Well,
You said you enjoyed this week, from what I
I
heard.
didn't really hate this episode. I still think the kids are. I like. I've said from the beginning I like KB the most, the girl with the visor.
Yeah, it
And
was a
that
strong episode for her. I will say
very
that.
strong episode for her. Um, I'm curious about the ship because that just went from hunk of junk to oh my god, awesome ship, right?
Right.
Um, I don't know. I didn't hate the episode completely, but I, it's still not for me yet. Really, like there's moments that I'm enjoying, but I don't know. It's again, it's getting great reviews. It's people are really seeming to enjoy it outside of us. Um, Win is the most annoying.
Yeah. Look, as I've said it before, we might not be the target audience.
Oh no,
I
definitely.
don't think that we are. I when it's the Jude Law stuff and all in on that, I'm good.
Yeah,
I'm good. Like the kids, I just don't care about any of the kids in the show.
I'm kind of curious about the lightsaber. Like there's going to be some kind of lore and history tied to that. It looks like a High Republic lightsaber with the gold inlets on it and stuff like that, and very slender design. It looks like basic. It looks like basic
It's
and
probably
slender.
from the Acolyte. It's
Maybe.
going to tie back to the Acolyte.
Stop it! Stop it!
This is this is from the ship from the Acolyte. It's gonna be great.
Oh my god, I hate you. Don't ruin what was an okay episode to me. And I said okay. I didn't say good.
Yeah.
I said okay. We did
Um,
watch different episodes.
so that's all the stuff that I watched.
We watched basically the same amount of stuff.
Cool.
Although I do watch during the day on the Comet Network, which I didn't even know was a thing. But from 11 a.m. to like 4 or 5 p.m., they show Stargate SG1.
I'm good.
So I watch that during the day to fill time. I mean, I work too, of course, but I have that on.
Of course.
You know, it's background
Yeah.
noise.
I mean, I also watched Last Bite Hotel, but I don't think we need to talk.
I don't know what that is.
It was a Food Network binge from yesterday that I did.
On my TV show that I watched list, I did add Lost, just because
That's fair. On my TV shows that I watched list, I only included stuff from this year, and I hit 35 shows.
1, 2, 9, 10.
That includes two that aren't done yet. That
Okay,
I excluded both of those from my top 10.
so I have 22, and out
Yeah,
of those 22, at least 5 of them are either ongoing or really shouldn't count.
got it.
Yeah.
Look, there's so I don't know if you did the top 10 or you just did what you.
No, I didn't get to do the top 10, but we'll
Okay.
see if any of mine fit in. You did top 10. I want to see if mine fit in with yours.
So before we get to the top 10, to leave people in more suspense as to what that'll look like for me for the year, which I know our top 10 will not line up, because there's at least 5 things in my top 10 you didn't watch.
Okay.
But in my honorable mentions for the year, so and I took this as like things that I would be willing to recommend,
Okay.
or possibly rewatch, but probably not because I don't rewatch anything.
Me either.
So I got my honorable mentions were Kite Man, Hell Yeah,
Mhm.
as it was a blast.
Sounds cool.
Terminator Zero,
On my to watch list.
okay. Arcane, the season 2.
Mhm.
Season 1 was 4 years ago, so you
Whew.
know. Doctor Who was on my honorable mention list.
On my to watch.
And Hacks season 3 was on my honorable mention list because it was brilliant as always.
By the way, before we go, since you mentioned that with the 4-year thing, the one thing we didn't mention was the Batman movie.
Oh
Matt
yeah,
is pushed back from 2025 to 2020. No, from
2026 to 2027.
2027. And James Gunn was like, sometimes it takes 5 years for a sequel to come out.
It's not true. Sometimes it takes a year. I mean, look, it's easy enough to twist the words back at him, right? Like, that's great, James. I'm glad you used Guardians 2 and 3 as an example. There was a pandemic in there, so cool.
I don't know how good of a thing it is. Look, if the script's not done and they're not rushing it, that's fine. But now we're going to have Robert Pattinson as old man Batman, as old man Bruce Wayne. By the time he gets going again, he's not
Right.
in year 2 anymore. He's going to be in year 8.
Like you lose the continuity of it, right? And I think that here it is.
And
So James Gunn specifically referenced Back to the no. What did he reference? Damn it, I have the wrong half of that quote. I forget what he referenced, but he referenced like a couple movies that took like 5 or 6 or 7 years, and it was like, okay, great. But the counterpoint to his were like all these things had you have it.
To be fair, a 5-year gap or more is common in sequels. Gunn wrote 7 years between Alien and Aliens, 14 years between Incredibles, 7 years between the first 2 Terminators, 13 between Avatars, 36 for Top Gun, and 6 between Guardians 2 and 3.
Yeah, to point out for all of his examples, except for Guardians, none of those were meant to be sequelized.
Well, Avatar always was. So
No,
yeah, it was. He
no
always
one,
do another Avatar, I thought.
no,
No?
no. He decided he wanted more money and was pissed that people were catching up to his numbers. So he's like, "Let me go do this. Somebody's going to pay me a lot of money to go hang out and do this stuff for a while with the blue people. Cool, let's do it." Top Gun, not a movie that was like, "Oh, let's do a sequel right away," because it didn't need a sequel. With Terminator, not planned as a series because they didn't do that for the most part back then. And what was the first one? Alien and Aliens.
Alien and
Not even like only related in the fact that there was the alien, you know. So not even all were shitty examples that he used. Examples that I saw used the other way, right? Back to
Right.
the Future 2 and 3 came out a year apart. Harry Potter Deathly Hallows 1 and 2 came out a year apart. Pirates of the Caribbean back to back. Kill Bill 1 and 2, Matrix 2 and 3, Mission Impossible 5 and 6. Like, all right, James, your examples are BS.
Look, if the script isn't done and he's focused on just getting good scripts, that's fine. But you're also hurting your continuity. Again, if this is an Elseworlds thing, cool. It's not touching your main universe, even though I was reading rumors that he wants Pattinson in his universe.
Yeah.
And Matt Reeves is like, no. go away.
But now we're also 3 years between the Penguin and the sequel to the Penguin.
Right.
Right? So there can't be a Penguin season 2 for 5 years now.
Correct.
Like, so
Which is
whatever.
ridiculous.
So they shouldn't try and connect things if they're going to make you wait 4 years and then have to go rewatch it.
Right. And I'm not rewatching the Batman. I love the
No,
movie, but I'm not spending that much
it's
time.
so long.
Okay, back to the listing.
My other only other thing, and it because I forgot it, and we used a list to figure out what came out this year. By the way, to everyone from Deadline, it was very short, very concise. It was not. It had literally everything that was released in 2024.
It took me half an hour to go through it, and
Yeah, it's a lot.
Through it.
But even with that, I still miss House of the Dragon, so I can't put it in my top 10 because I didn't even remember it came out this year.
Yep, I have that. I have that.
So my top 10, we'll start at the bottom.
Okay.
Number 10, I had Chaos.
Nope.
Only because I'm so pissed that that's not a season 2.
Nope, not for me.
And I really enjoyed it. You would actually probably like it.
I probably would.
Number 9 for me was Hit Monkey season 2.
Nope.
I know, but it was so good, and I loved every second of it. And it's one that I would recommend to anybody. So that's how it stayed on the list. Number 8 for me was Orphan Black Echoes, which even though it got canceled, should have been on that list of great shows that got canceled.
Wow.
I thought it tied back to the original really well in a different way and took a really neat twist on the storyline.
What are you on? 8?
8.
Okay, that's 3 I haven't seen so far. Go ahead.
Yeah, I know. 7 was Agatha All Along for me.
That would have been up higher for me.
Okay.
Maybe. Actually,
we'll see.
I'll rank mine for next week. Just my top 10. But
let's see it where you would move Agatha up the list from what I'm going to hit in a few. Okay. I included this. It was a mini series, but I'm going to include it anyway because I thought it was great, and it's not in our wheelhouse. But the Thank You Goodnight Bon Jovi miniseries.
I never finished it. I
watched so good,
and I never finished it.
I'd love to say I'm shocked, but you know.
Yeah.
But that was up there on my list because I thought that was great, and as a lifelong Bon Jovi fan, even though he just did this Pitbull collaboration, which is god awful. You know,
I'll probably like it.
it's just it's my life with Pitbull rapping over half of it. That's all it is.
I like Pitbull though, so maybe.
Yeah. All right. Number 5, Superman and Lois.
Okay. Above Agatha for me, yes.
Yep. Number 4, there was a couple Walking Dead releases this year. I know you're a huge zombie fan.
I am, and it's so far up my list that I haven't.
Was The Walking Dead Ones Who Live, which was the Rick and Michonne story that I can't believe came out this year.
Right.
That was phenomenal. Everything about it was well written. They tied up storylines well. It was great.
I haven't seen. You're right.
Yeah, I knew. Mm-hmm. Number 3 for me was Bad Monkey.
Okay. Definitely goes above Agatha. Might go above Superman and Lois.
Number 2 for me was Fallout.
Yep. Same. Not at number 2, but definitely above Agatha. I don't know if that would be above those other 2, but definitely up there, yes.
And number 1 for me was Shrinking this year.
Okay. Yeah, Shrinking would be at the top of my list.
And I didn't include Silo. I didn't include Creature Commandos. I don't know that I would include Creature Commandos.
I have it on my watched list, but I can't put it in a top 10 because it's not done yet.
Yeah, it's been very hit or miss for me, though.
Silo is on my to-watch list. And I actually got 10 minutes into the episode before I stopped and had to go do something else and haven't gone back. It's going to take me a minute to get warmed up to it.
I know. Silo is a slow burn. Anyway, actually, the first season 1, the first couple episodes are like jam packed with stuff.
Right.
And then the whole storyline changes around a little bit.
Well,
the other thing. Let's hit your list. Then I do want to recap. There was a big MCU show that came out over the last 2 weeks.
Oh yeah. So I actually have an article about that we could.
It's great.
So things that I didn't realize that I forgot came out. Bad Batch came out this year. in 2024.
Oh, I missed that on that list.
It was right at the top in January. You must have just
Yeah.
skipped over January. That I really enjoyed. X-Men 97, really enjoyed.
Yeah, look, I was not an X-Men 97 kid, so it didn't hit with me, but
No,
I mean, it
I
was good.
enjoyed it. Star Trek Discovery was there's a lot of weird stuff going on about that right now because Lower Decks finished their series up and they did this like flash montage at the end of the show, and something they did, people jumped the gun and said that, oh my god, they made Star Trek Discovery not canon anymore and moved it out of Star Trek canon and over here, and it's a whole weird.
Because Lower Decks is canon, yes.
Lower Decks is canon, yes.
Okay.
There's a whole weird thing going on about that right now. Fallout and Acolyte. Who killed WCW?
Yeah, I figured that would be on yours, not on mine. The
Yep.
Last Airbender came out this year.
I totally didn't even put that on here because I forgot about it.
That was one that wasn't on that list that I went and looked and I was like, oh shit, that came out in April.
Yeah. So as far as the wrestling things go, I have Who Killed WCW. I have Raw and SmackDown premiered because it's their season premiere. Raw moves to Netflix actually next Monday. We're gonna have to bump our show back 15 minutes so I can make the premiere of that.
Got it.
It'll be a massive thing. And then the Mr. McMahon documentary, all wrestling stuff, came out this year. That was all pretty good stuff. Raw and SmackDown really shouldn't count as things I've watched because
No. No. Look, there. I mean, if we hit the things that I didn't have on my top list.
yeah, we have.
Oh, you know what? I can't believe I didn't put on there, which actually jumps and bumps a lot of this stuff around. I totally forgot to actually move the Penguin over to my list.
Oh yeah, I have the Penguin on.
Yeah, I don't know how I didn't.
Where
put
did
that
you?
on my list.
You didn't put Yellowstone in your top 10? The last half of Yellowstone?
No.
Uh,
Or the season B of Cobra Kai.
Yeah, I have that. I have that on here too.
Or Masters of the Universe Revolution.
Did not put that on. Icons Unleashed. Harry Potter was pretty good. That was on.
Okay.
Um,
Probably not as good as the. I would say I would put the Harry Potter baking show above the shows you just mentioned.
Put that on there. What about Umbrella Academy? Does that make your
Oh
top
shit!
15?
God damn it!
Yeah. See,
No,
I actually read the damn list.
it was early.
You did it early. I did. So I know. So my two.
So, but Batman Cape Crusader, I also saw,
that.
which was I enjoyed that. Echo, not awful, but wouldn't be in my top list.
Wait, that was 2024.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't have that. I forgot.
See, tell me again. You read the list.
I read the list. Invincible is on.
Yeah, I have that on my list that I watched, but
Okay. I guarantee you my two watch list is on your watch list. Invincible.
yep.
Shorzy.
Oh shit.
But you watch Shorzy, right?
100%. I watched all 3 seasons. I love Shorzy.
Right. Doctor Who and Silo, you already mentioned them. Terminator Zero, Lara Croft. I actually am going to watch.
Oh, this is your 2 watch list.
This is my 2 watch list, which is all on your watch list, most
Yep.
likely. Lara Croft on there?
I did not watch it, but it is on my 2 so my to be watch list is still 17 shows
I
from
only have
2024.
So the Australian Office is on it. Because I keep forgetting that that's a thing.
Yeah.
Lioness is the only Taylor Sheridan show that I want to watch, except somebody in work mentioned Landfall to me. Right?
Landman.
Land, whatever. But apparently, Ali Larder likes to be topless in that series.
Got it.
Right. And then St. Dennis Medical, which is basically looks like Scrubs, but with a whole bunch.
It's The Office in a hospital.
It's The Office / Scrubs in a hospital, which I'm on board for.
Yeah, the other stuff that what was the other stuff from this year?
Everything else on my 2 watch list you've put is mostly stuff in your top 10 except The Acolyte.
Yeah, and I'm annoyed at the couple that I forgot there. I mean, I wouldn't put Shorzy in my top. Penguin would probably actually be number 2 on my list.
What are you sold on, T? Tell me what you're sold on. I want to know what you're sold on.
Yeah, I mean, look, in my to be watched, I have a other Taylor Sheridan crap ? And Shogun, which I desperately need to watch.
Yeah, I think there's a season
Three
2.
Body Problem that I think I should watch. I enjoyed the first episode of High Potential, but didn't get to keep going.
Here you go.
Oh yeah, yeah,
I'm
yeah,
there.
yeah, yeah. On the Ali Larder. Good for you, T.
Same, dude. Same.
Nothing wrong with a good Cherry Hill Girl.
Nothing wrong with it.
Twilight of the Gods. I need to go watch. Tomb Raider's on my list to watch. Cross. I haven't heard anything about it.
Oh, that's the one with is it Aldous Hodge?
Yes,
Yes, I do want to see that.
but I've not heard anything about it since it came out, which makes me really nervous.
Hold on. I'll check that out while you look at your thing.
House of Ninjas. I heard is phenomenal, but I think it also got canceled. Dark Matter. Feel like I should go watch. From I've heard is like great.
Okay.
Season 4 dropped this year, so that's on my list. Secret Level. I watched the first episode and was not into it, but I heard that the rest of the episodes are really good.
Cross on Rotten Tomatoes has a 76% from the
And
critics, 65% from the fans.
And T and I seem to align on a lot of things, so he says Cross is amazing, so I'm going to go with that.
Lioness also is. I definitely want to see Lioness, and yeah, Cross is.
And then I had The Diplomat is the other one of my 2 watch, and then Star Trek crap is my other one. Like, which stuff should I finally try and catch up on?
So here's my advice for
Different kind of crap than Yellowstone crap.
Let me give you some honest, real advice about Star Trek crap. Watch the Discovery episodes that have Christopher Pike in them. You don't really need them, but that's just kind of like if you feel like it. Otherwise, start with Strange New Worlds season 1 and go from there. That's it. Lower Decks you'll enjoy because you like that kind of stuff, and it kind of pokes fun at Star Trek as a whole. But if you just watch Strange New Worlds, season 1, season 2, season 3 is about to come out, and Section 31 is going to be great with Michelle Yeoh as.
But I like Sonequa Martin Green. So should I watch Discovery?
Watch Strange New Worlds first.
Before Picard? Really?
Oh, shit. I forgot about Picard.
Oh, I know. There's so much content that
you haven't seen any of Picard, right?
No.
Okay. Did you watch Star Trek: The Next Generation?
Yes.
Watch season 3. Watch Picard season 3.
Got it. Yeah, when I stopped watching Star Trek was around when Next Generation ended.
Okay,
so I may be behind.
As far as Star Trek, as far as Picard goes, season 1 was good. Season 2 was like, what are you doing? Oh, time travel shit. And then they kind of just forget everything about season 1 and season 2 when they did season 3. Season 3 of Picard, and I won't give any spoilers, is basically the Next Generation ending that we wanted.
Got it.
And that's
not Nemesis.
No. Okay. No. That's really good. Strange New Worlds is great. Discovery, the last season was a little, I don't know. They went so far into the future that they were able to do some really goofy stuff, and it wasn't very Star Trek to me. It was a good sci-fi show.
Well, see, that's all I'm in for. As long as it's a good show, I'm good.
Yeah,
we'll see. I will. It's on that list for me to start working through. So once I get through this stupid sitcom that I have another 5 seasons of.
Which sitcom is that?
The one about the 2 assholes that nobody on the show even likes.
Yeah, they do.
They don't. They have 0 fans on this show. There is not a single person that likes Pam on this show other than Michael and Jim. That's it.
Kevin.
Yeah, but Kevin's a little special. So the other thing to bring it to our last thing to hit, because it did come out and we talked through the titles last week, but the episodes hadn't dropped yet.
Oh yeah.
What if season 3? Which, dear God, I know you didn't watch any of it, and God bless you.
No.
You are a better man than I am for not watching it.
I didn't, but I did pull up, and we don't have to do this now, but it was the 10 best Easter eggs Marvel hid.
Oh no, yeah, no, they're not. I read that article.
Okay.
I mean, we can touch them, but they didn't hide them.
Yeah.
So here's what I gathered from this, right? Because it's animation, so it's not like they could pivot, um, because it all had to be pretty much locked in like 2 years ago, right? They thought that Phase 4 was going to hit. It's a good one too. What if that show was
I
good?
think Dom hit something like that last week too.
Is you know they thought Phase 4 was going to hit way different with the public.
Yeah.
Is all I can tell from this series, because you get a lot of things that you're like, oh, well, they already filmed that series and didn't release it. This probably would have made more sense. So, for instance, right, we talked about the Hulk and the Mech Avengers, which was fine. It was not good. Um, what if Agatha went Hollywood, which was just a boatload of missed opportunity, to have Agatha and or Catherine Hahn and Kamal Nanjiani and Dominic Cooper as Howard Stark, all doing their things, and they played them the way they played Howard Stark in What If, not
Right.
the way he played him in, not the way that it was in the movies or anything, like just the way he was in What If, which is fine. And Agatha, it was weird. None of it feels like What If to me, because What If at its core is like, hey, what if this happened instead of this? You know how it turned out when this happened. What if this happened instead? That there was not a single one of those in this show, which is my way that I like my what ifs, because I've been reading what if comics for 40 some odd years.
Right.
Then we have what if the Red Guardian stopped the Winter Soldier? Um, he he did, and then they throw it away at the end of the episode by having an Avenger shot with like Red Guardian in it. But if Red Guardian stopped the Winter Soldier, there wouldn't be an Avengers, because Tony Stark wouldn't have had his tragic moment that
Right.
led to him taking over the company and doing all of the things. So there he wouldn't be there. The Avengers wouldn't have happened the same way. Um, so not great, but I think it bodes well for Thunderbolts in the interplay between David Harbour and Sebastian Stan. They were enjoyable, but the episode was trash. What if Howard the Duck got hitched,
Yes. That
which
was.
was Howard and Darcy get married and have a cosmic baby,
Mhm.
um, that is then voiced 4 episodes later by Natasha Lyonne
Right.
as a brand new character called Birdie,
Who
because
they
that's how creative we are.
who they gave no backstory to, right? They just.
No, she just showed up, and I'm like, I don't know who the hell this is. And then an episode later, she's on the phone with her parents, who haven't aged. It's like, okay. Um, for carb free donuts. I'm like, great, great. Um, a lot of guest stars in the Howard the Duck got hitched, but just it was not. I didn't care. Like there's no stakes in any of them, right? Because they're what if
Yep.
to begin with, but like they also weren't stories that I cared about. I never had questioned what if Howard the Duck got married to Darcy. Um,
No, I no.
then we had what if the emergence destroyed the Earth, which was a Riri Williams story. So like they 100% thought Ironheart was going to be out and about and in the public eye before this, because there's nobody that watched Black Panther and was like, you know what? I wonder what if Riri Williams was the last hero standing on Earth, and
Yeah.
then used White Vision to make her own armor, and then fought against, um, oh, who was it? I don't know, some other character that they voiced by. So it was bad. 1872, probably one of the stronger ones of this season, because it was an alternate reality in more ways than one, because it was also back in the westerns. But again, they thought what was going to happen. It was Shang-Chi and Kate Bishop,
Oh.
which I was like, what are you doing? Like, you're not casting any of the original MCU people in any of these for the voices anyway. Stop trying to set up things that nobody cares about. And then we got our X-Men debut in the next episode with Storm, but not a Storm we've ever seen before. It was Thunder Goddess Storm with Mjolnir.
Right.
And like they introduced, hey, these are characters that Peggy Carter hangs out with for no reason. And she also met Birdie from an alternate reality and hangs out with her. And it was like, okay, whatever. And then there was the end, and Watu gets in trouble for helping out Madison with one Y and two N. Like, it was supposed to be a funny moment, but I was so over caring about anything they did in the show at that point. Um, and then Peggy Carter becomes the one who watches the Watchers. Like, it's so weird.
So, oh wait, is there more episodes or was that it?
No, those were all 8 of these awful, awful shows
So
that there's no reason to watch.
one of the things that I saw was, didn't they kind of insinuate that the 4 heroes, it was Birdie, Storm, Captain Carter, and there was one more.
There is. I can't remember who it was because I was
Right. Oh,
super.
the Native American
Oh,
Wat
Kahori.
Kahori, that they destroyed the Council of Kangs,
No, there was no Kangs.
but there's a picture of them standing on Kang's like seat, right?
There's a picture of Peggy using his time thing
Right. So
from Quantumania.
they're alluding that that's how they get rid of the Kangs. That they did it in the What If series. That they just kind of wrote them out that way.
Sure,
Okay.
but these were written before Jonathan Majors was canceled. So,
Right. That's what made me, while you were talking, that's what made me think, because this animation had to have been done prior. Like you said, they were expecting all of these things to have come out.
and to hit well, because there was a lot of Eternals,
Yeah.
stuff in these. But yeah, it was not
No.
not a worthwhile watch
No.
consistently. Nothing about this show was worthy of where we did. I mean, it was Allison Seeley Smith voicing Storm from X-Men the Animated Series, so like that's cool. But yeah, not a hit, this one at all. So if you haven't watched it and we're thinking about it, no need.
No, I wasn't. Now, next week I'm going to bring out a list of the most anticipated 2025 movies. I can tell you off the top of my head before we go, 2 of my highly anticipated movies for this year coming up are both superhero movies.
What?
Funny enough, one is Superman and the other is Fantastic Four, but the other movies that are coming out, we'll show you those next week, or we'll talk about it.
Nice.
How's that for a stinger?
Yeah, look, and you can figure out where I'm going to be at jackkidmusic.com as always, and we'll tell you what's going on next time. Should be back Monday, maybe a little different time, but we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, like 15.
Keep your eyes on the Facebooks and the Instagrams for us to tell you when to tune in. Happy New Year again, everybody, and thanks for finding the Geek Spot in 2025.
Wait, I'm going to do the song.